let's continue our offseason recaps. This is our final 2 weeks, bro. We got the AFC West tonight and the NFC West next week.
And now, do we go straight into the?
I have a day for the pundits playbook. So, breaking news. I feel like I mentioned it before. The pundits playbook is coming back for another season.
Let's go.
Money Man Martineau will be diving into the numbers, sorting through, seeing, going to tell us who's going to win each division. And last year, I think he only had 1 or 2 wrong.
That's not bad.
So you guys want to make sure, for gambling reasons, you're going to want to tune into this. Especially a new setup. He's got more room to think here.
That is true.
So
he's not locked up in that little room.
That's what I'm saying. Like you can tell
he paced a little bit.
Nonetheless, who we want to start with? How about this? Let's head over to the Mile High City, Denver. Talk about the Broncos. They've ended up finishing 2023 with an 8-9 record. In terms of offensive rankings, they were 19 in points for, 26 in yards for, 24 in passing yards, and 18 in rushing yards. Sort of bottom of the league there.
Yeah. Lower mid.
Defensive rankings, though. 18 in points allowed, 11 in yards allowed, 8 in pass defense, and 20 in rush defense. Absolutely treacherous, even though they're 8 in top 10 in pass defense.
Yeah, they can work on that.
Yeah, they got a lot to work on. Here's their key losses of the free agency. Jerry Jeudy, they traded away to the Cleveland Browns.
He's a Jag.
Excuse me?
He's a Jag.
What do you mean by that?
You never heard Steve Smith? Yeah. Just a guy. It's just a guy.
Another guy.
And you know what? I think I agree with him.
Hey, we'll see.
Sorry about it.
Hey.
Deshaun Watson is not putting you over. Sorry.
Money talks, bullshit walks.
And he's walking.
He got paid to a team he hadn't even played a snap for yet. So we'll see how that goes.
Good for them.
Obviously, Russell Wilson signed with the Pittsburgh Steelers, as we talked 2 weeks ago. Josie Jewell, linebacker, signed with the Panthers. Jonathan Harris, defensive tackle, signed with the Dolphins. Ugh. Justin Simmons is still a free agent, as well as Fabian Morel. Is that how you say his name? Cornerback. Some veteran players, they'll probably find a home pretty soon after training camp here. In terms of their key additions, obviously they traded for Zach Wilson from the New York Jets.
Ugh.
Josh Reynolds, wide receiver from the Detroit Lions. They also brought in Levi Wallace, cornerback from the Pittsburgh Steelers, a name that was home and grown here in Buffalo. Let's talk about the draft. Bo Nix, quarterback out of Oregon, first round, 12th overall.
Surprise pick there.
I was going to say, some people expected it to happen. I just didn't think they were going to pull the trigger on him that early. I expected him to fall in the second round to them, but you know what? Sean Payton said, you know what? This is going to be our guy.
Got their guy, yeah.
He's son of a coach, humble, committed. Let's bring him in. My type of quarterback, he says. Jonah Ellis, defensive end, Utah, third round, 76 overall. Brought in Troy Franklin, wide receiver out of Oregon. Bo Nix's teammate at Oregon for the Ducks, fourth round, 102nd overall, which a lot of people are saying he slipped heavily. A lot of people had him going, tail end of the first round, early second round, but nonetheless falls to the fourth round. Chris Abrams-Drain, cornerback out of Missouri, fifth round, 145th overall. And Audric Estime, running back out of Notre Dame, fifth round, 147th overall, as well as a ton more picks following that. So, in terms of their win total, Brother Brent, let's play another game. As me and Naughty have been on I keep saying Jaws. We've been on a saw kick lately.
It is not Jaw. That is not nowhere close.
You want to play a game? Can you guess what the sportsbooks has the win total for the Denver Broncos?
7.5.
Oh, 7.5.
What they got it at?
Let's see how close we are. Yeah, funny enough, I obviously know of Saw. Just from the you want to play a game? I've never sat and watched the full movie.
I'm glad she's making you watch them.
So what was the over-under you gave for the Broncos?
7.5.
It's 5.5. So if you like
Damn.
over, it's -102. Unders -120. The books don't see the Broncos doing shit this season.
I only said 7.5 because they had 8, and I figured they'd be. But yeah,
I will say, just like last year. I mean, most of the games the Broncos were competitive. They beat the fucking Chiefs for crying out loud last year, and they haven't done that in years.
No, not at all.
And Russell Wilson, this is a whole nother topic that we could spend a good amount of time talking about, but he had similar stats as Lamar Jackson, who won the MVP.
Yeah, bring it up. Bring it up.
That's what the numbers say, bro.
Bring it up.
So, I mean, obviously didn't work out for Russ there. Sean Payton from the get-go, you could tell he did not want him as his starting quarterback.
Steelers said you had similar numbers to Lamar.
Come on.
I see him 2 times a year. Here we go.
We only got to pay you $1 million. But yeah, I don't know what this Broncos season is going to look like. We'll have to see what Bo Nix can bring to the table because if you ask me today, I think he's going to be the starting quarterback. I don't know what's going to happen with Zach Wilson. But nonetheless, I think Sean Payton, that Bo Nix is his guy. I think bringing in Troy Franklin's really going to help Bo Nix feel comfortable in there. Courtney Sutton still has a little bit to prove there. And yeah, man, what do you think of the Broncos offseason, bro?
I don't know. Like, they really add anything? Like, I see they're trying to rebuild, and it's decent, but I just need a little more out of them.
Oh, Matt forgot to throw in here, too. They brought in Franklin Myers from the Jets defensive line, like we mentioned last week when we were talking about the Jets drama. So,
yeah.
I mean, he's a solid piece to add there on their defensive line. Obviously, there's a lot more question marks than there is answers here in Denver. But
yeah, there is.
We're just going to have to wait and see, bro. Tough-ass division. Obviously, Chiefs been running fucking rampant through the AFC West. But speaking of the devil, Kansas City Chiefs, defending, reigning Super Bowl champions, back-to-back seasons, looking to make it three-peat.
It's going to be insane.
Obviously, they've had a rough offseason in terms of off-the-field issues with some of their players. It seems like this happens almost every year for the Chiefs. Something happens in the offseason. Either it comes to players that want new contracts or what have you, off-field issues. Obviously, this season was goddamn, I'm going all the way back there.
2010.
Rashee Rice had a few off-field incidents with the accident and whatnot. They're gonna have to.
Someone else just got locked up too.
Suspension coming up soon. A guy had a heart attack during one of the practices. They just released. I forget his name. One of the defensive tackles they brought in from Detroit. He got arrested. They just released him today. A lot going on. Travis Kelce's off in the New Eras tour.
That's a Super Bowl winning team right there.
I mean, they somehow they get through it, bro. They find a way and win. But in terms of last season, they finished 11-6. Offensive rankings, they were 15 in points for, 9 in yards for, 6 in passing yards, and 19 in rushing yards. Pretty good for a lot of people saying they didn't have any receivers.
And they didn't.
Defensively, though, this is pretty much what got them to the promised land here.
I didn't know they were this good.
2 in points allowed, 2 in yards allowed, 4 in pass defense, and 18 in rush defense.
I didn't know that. Top 5 in 3 of the 4 stats.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Defense is the real deal, bro.
Like, I knew they were good, but I didn't know they were that good.
I'm telling you.
That's wild.
I wouldn't say carried them, but
that definitely helped them out.
Portion, yeah. They're a big reason why, even Mahomes can fucking tell you. Big reason why they were able to win back-to-back Super Bowls right there.
You know what they say, though? Defense wins championships.
They do. Yeah, I mean,
there it goes.
Show. Did the same thing with Tampa Bay a couple years ago. Obviously, the Chiefs back-to-back here. The real deal, bro. I mean, when it comes down to it, you need to have solid defense. But this is where, it gets interesting. Speaking of defense, their key losses. They traded away L'Jarius Sneed to the Tennessee Titans, who absolutely he just don't look right in the Titans jersey, bro.
It's so weird.
Tommy Townsend, their punter, signed with the Houston
No.
Texans.
Not their punter.
Well, obviously they replaced him with Trevor Ariza.
Oh yeah.
I think he's wearing like number 40.
Oh no. Oh, never mind.
He's on demon time for real.
Never mind. Take it back.
Then you got Willie Gay Jr. I think this is going to be a big loss that no one's really talking about. Linebacker signed with the New Orleans Saints. Obviously, Mike Edwards, safety, signed with the Buffalo Bills. MVS also signed with the Buffalo Bills. They brought back McCole Hardman. Donovan Smith, offensive tackle. I feel like he signed with someone, but I can't remember.
Nah, I don't remember.
And Jerick McKinnon, who obviously has been a key piece to their offense in the backfield the past couple seasons, like the past game and what have you. I believe he's still a free agent.
I'm sure you get picked up. Key piece, playoff run.
So they had a couple key losses there, but in terms of their additions, this is where they're making up some ground.
Especially that third guy right there.
Marquise Hollywood Brown. Did he sign or did he get traded to the Chiefs?
Thought it was free agent.
Nonetheless, Hollywood Brown is now a Kansas City Chief. I think he's going to fit pretty good in that offense.
Speed kills.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. I didn't know this. Irv Smith, tight end from the Bengals, signed over there.
Why not?
I don't remember seeing it. Matt, I'm fact checking you, bro.
Uh-oh. I'm not sure about this one either.
He is a Chief. Wow, I didn't know that. That's a low-key pickup for them, bro. That's low-key.
Yeah, let's just learn from the best tight end. Sure, why not?
And then fill the backup quarterback void.
Big name here.
Add on to the uniform.
I was about to say.
The Eagles helmet.
What?
Commanders jersey.
What?
Colts shorts.
What?
Rams cleats.
What?
He's gonna have some new Kansas City Chiefs socks. Carson Wentz. Oh, Commander Carson.
Oh, Chiefs face mask.
Chiefs. What is it just gonna be?
Red. What's the helmet? Eagles?
Eagles helmet.
There you go. It's like a killer eagle right there.
You got to pull it with a sock, bro.
Nah.
Anyways.
They do have nice socks. They're decent. Little yellow stripe.
Let's talk about the draft. Traded up with the Buffalo Bills.
I can't talk about it 2 weeks in a row. I can't.
What's that?
Hurts my soul. Who'd they draft?
They got themselves Xavier Worthy, wide receiver out of Texas, 28th overall. Fastest speed, 40-yard dash speed in the draft. You can't beat him in a race, bro.
Sorry about
That's
the football.
Really just how you feel about my wedding, bro?
I said sorry about.
You're my best man. You just throw away my gift like that. That's crazy. All right,
that's what I'm talking about.
We're losing control.
That's what I'm talking about.
There
goes my hip.
Jeez Louise, this guy's a liability. Anyway. Yeah, Aiden, I was joking, bro. You can come back. He left. He's gone.
He said, fuck you guys. I'm going home.
You can expect the Chiefs air raid offense to come back, I would say.
Yeah, I think so.
Xavier Worthy.
Especially with some help on the line with this next guy.
Kingsley Suamatia. Offensive
Suamatia.
BYU, second round, 63rd overall.
Big fuck.
I thought he was going in the first round. Somehow, I forgot what the issue was. They were saying he slipped in the second round nonetheless. Then Jared Wiley, tight end out of Texas Christian. TCU, 4th round, 131st overall. They're also saying high hopes for this guy. I guess who his comp was.
For who, Hicks?
Wiley.
You know, it's funny how things work out. I'm going to say Travis Kelce.
His comp was Travis Kelce. Then you got Jaden Hicks, safety, Washington State, 4th round, 133rd overall. Hunter Norzad, center, Penn State, 5th round, 159th overall. So on and so forth. Also seen that they picked up Curtis Jacobs, linebacker out of Penn State. Um, Undrafted free agent, kind of interesting. That was a name I kept an eye on through the draft process. But in terms of their win totals, they're at 11.5. If you like the over, you get them at minus 118. If you want the over or under, you get it at minus 104. The books expect the Chiefs to have yet another fantastic season here. Brother Brown, what do you think?
Yeah, give me the over easily.
Yeah,
No thoughts.
Another division championship here.
Yeah, probably.
I'll even go out on a limb and say, not to give out my Super Bowl picks, but I think it's been pretty, well known here on this show that, yeah, I think they're going to get it done.
Hold on, let me think about it. I can't give it the answer.
I think they get the 3 feet. I will surprise you with their opponent, though. I've been thinking a lot about this. We'll wait after Punter's playbook. We'll
I've been thinking about it too.
Yeah,
okay.
Stay tuned, everybody. But let's move on here to the Vegas Raiders.
The Raiders.
They had themselves a big offseason. They finished last season 8-9 in terms of their offensive rankings. They're 23 in points for, 27 in yards for, 23 in passing yards, and 30 in rushing yards.
Now, how did they almost have a winning record with that offense?
Well, this might help them here.
Okay.
Defensive rankings. 9 in points allowed, 15 in yards allowed, 12 in pass defense, and 21 in rush defense.
That's not too bad.
No, I mean, they got
top 15
a
and
solid foundation. They had a couple, close games. Obviously, they beat the Chargers by 70 or something crazy.
That was a bad game.
Yeah. Obviously, I mean, they got the formula to beat the Chiefs, Antonio Pierce said, so we'll see. But here's who they lost in free agency. Running back Josh Jacobs signed with the Packers. Jimmy Garoppolo, quarterback, signed with the Rams. Austin Hooper, tight end, signed with the Patriots. Jerry Tillery, defensive tackle, signed with the Vikings. Hunter Renfrow, wide receiver, still free agent. He's still on the market.
I'm still surprised with him.
Yeah, man.
He's a solid slot player.
Maybe people they think he fell off.
No way.
Like his hair.
Sure. I couldn't say it.
I'm allowed to say it, brother.
Yeah.
Key additions, though. Key additions, I would say. Christian Wilkins, defensive tackle, signed from the Miami Dolphins.
You could probably stop there. Like that's a great addition for your team,
bro. Him with right next to Max Crosby is going to be fucking insane.
Yes, gonna be killers out there.
Already the Raiders brand, Max Crosby is like legitimately the face of the Raiders through thick and thin. But you add a menace like Christian Wilkins next to him, those two guys alone, I think they're going to win them games.
Yeah, they are. They're going to be insane.
Then they bring in my guy, Gardner Minshew, quarterback from the Colts.
Our guy.
Harrison Bryant, tight end, signed from the Cleveland Browns. Cody Whitehair, guard, signed from the Bears. Alexander Madison, running back, signed from the Vikings. They brought in Michael Gallup, wide receiver from the Cowboys, and Jalen Guyton, wide receiver from the Chargers. It's going to be interesting to see. Obviously, Gardner Minshew is a fan favorite everywhere he goes.
Yeah, he is.
He'll win you games, but
he'll also lose them. So he's an average quarterback in the league.
Perfect bridge quarterback.
Yes.
Like if you think a journeyman and a perfect bridge, he might be top 3, bro. And
maybe
him and Max Crosby being teammates, that's going to be awesome. Because if you recall from last season when the Colts played the Raiders,
yes,
Max Crosby, I think he had a sack on Minshew. He called him a little ass boy. And then Minshew went to the sideline. He was a little ass boy. He was talking to me. He said, "Man, that's crazy." So I guess right when they signed him, they brought him in. They threw him and Max Crosby in a room, put some microphones in front of them, and recorded one of Max Crosby's podcast episodes. So I think they already got T-shirts made. Little ass boy with Gardner Minshew's face on it.
Yeah. Saw that.
Yeah, he's electric no matter where he goes, and he'll win you games too. He'll keep you in the mix. But in terms of their draft, Brock Bowers, tight end from Georgia, first round, 13th overall. A little help on the offensive line. Jax Jackson Powers Johnson, center out of Oregon, second round, 44th overall. Delmar Glaze, offensive tackle, Maryland, third round, 77th overall. DeCamerion Robinson, cornerback out of Mississippi State, fourth round, 112th overall. And Tommy Eichenberg, linebacker, Ohio State,
Io.
fifth round, 148th overall. Dylan Luabe, running back. That's probably not how you say his name, but that's how I'm going to say it. Out of New Hampshire, sixth round, 208th overall. If y'all remember, he hit the GX shots at the NFL Combine. That's the only way I remember him. But brother, man, what do you think of the Raiders offseason?
Definitely got better.
Sportsbooks think that as well. Their total wins are set at 6.5. You get the over at minus 128. If you like the under, plus 104. So the books put a little juice on the under. So they expect the Raiders to have a decent season, over 6.5 wins.
Yeah.
After finishing 8-9 last season. So, I mean, I don't know. The books are like 50-50. Because obviously, like I said, finished 8-9 last season.
You said 6.5?
Yeah, the line is set at 6.5. So that's kind of interesting.
I think they'll win 7. So I'm going to go over.
And like, let's not forget, though. I mean, obviously, they lost one of the top running backs in the league, but we got Devontae Adams there, bro.
Yeah.
Hell of a defense on paper, too. All you need to know is Christian Wilkins and Max Crosby. They're going to disrupt some fucking plays.
Or maybe they'll get 6 wins.
I guess it's really a matter of if they're going to start Minshew or Aiden O'Connell. Or is it O'Donnell or O'Connell? That's my boy, too, man. I feel bad.
O'Donnell, I think. I'm not too sure. Fuck him.
And Antonio Pierce had high hopes for him. So
if Minshew starts, I'll give me 7.
I can see it. Yeah, I like the over, too. Anyway, moving on here. Last but not least, Anthony's Chargers.
He just gave us a look. I don't know if he's too confident.
Chargers, bolt up!
Bolt out.
They bolted down. The Chargers lost some battery here. They're 5-12 last season.
You know, they're recharging up, you know?
Well, they sure did. But before we get to that, their offensive rankings, 21 in points for, 18 in yards for, 13 in passing yards, 25 in rushing yards. Defensively, they were 24 in points allowed, 28 in yards allowed, 30 in pass defense, and 17 in rush defense.
Ass.
Obviously, well,
straight ass.
They lost Herbert, I think, sort of early on, middle of the season, so that doesn't help you at all, losing your franchise quarterback. You know, always the past couple seasons, they've had injuries at the wide receiver spot.
That's why they cleaned house.
So in terms of their key losses, Keenan Allen was traded to the Chicago Bears. Bear down. Kenneth Murray, linebacker, signed with the Titans. Gerald Everett, tight end, signed with the Bears.
Bear down.
Mike Williams, wide receiver, signed with the Jets. Austin Eckler, running back, fuck him. He signed with the Washington Commanders. Respectfully, fuck him. Austin Johnson, defensive tackle, signed with the Buffalo Bills.
Who?
Michael Davis, cornerback, signed with the Commanders. And one of their big key losses, Eric Kendricks, linebacker, signed with the Cowboys. And they lost a lot more, but lot more. I didn't realize they lost that many guys.
They're trying to build something there.
In terms of building something, here's their key additions. Head coach, Jim Harbaugh.
Jim.
Are you on the page?
I was on the page as soon as you said it.
Jim Harbaugh.
He had a baby, man, okay? Let's cut him some slack. I mean, basically, John, with all the pickups, you know?
I can stop right there. That's probably their biggest key addition of the offseason because this is a guy.
They needed a culture guy bad.
Like, obviously, he's mostly known for losing that Super Bowl against his brother, John. But people forget he has a 70% win percentage as a head coach. And we're not talking, like, couple seasons in the league. He was with the Niners for a good amount of time.
Good amount of time.
So him just coming back, he's already top 3 in win percentage.
That's wild.
And he ain't 2 and he ain't 3.
No way.
So he's going to come in and change the culture of this fucking team his way from the inside out. So with that being said, they also added Will Dissly, tight end from the Seahawks, Gus Edwards, running back from the Ravens, DJ Shark, wide receiver from the Panthers, Christian Fulton, cornerback from the Titans, Denzel Perriman, linebacker from the Texans, Poona Ford, defensive end from the Bills. Also brought in Gus Edwards' former teammate, J.K. Dobbins, running back also from the Ravens, and Hayden Hurst, tight end from the Panthers. So they're bringing in some weapons. They're retooling for Justin Herbert there. And speaking of which, here's what the draft looked like. They got Joe Alt, offensive tackle, Notre Dame, first round, 5th overall. A lot of people were kind of on the Chargers' ass about not getting a receiver here with the likes of Malik Neighbors and Roma Dunze being available there. But I've been telling y'all for months, the way Jim Harbaugh builds his team from the inside out. You've seen it with Michigan. You've seen it with the Niners. That's Harbaugh football, baby.
And they also still got a receiver.
That's right. Lad McConkey, wide receiver out of Georgia.
Your boy.
2nd round, 34th overall. Looks like he's, from what I've been reading, looking pretty solid. So potential wide receiver 1 for Justin Herbert there. Then they got Junior Collison, linebacker out of Michigan, 3rd round, 69th overall.
Michigan boy?
Jim gets his guy. Go ahead and take the Justin. Go ahead.
Gogby?
Defensive tackle out of Alabama. Don't give a piss about nothing but the time.
Hey, Gogby.
4th round, 105th overall. Tareeb Still, cornerback out of Maryland. 5th round, 137th overall. Cam Hart, cornerback out of Notre Dame.
I like
also
Cam Hart.
in the 5th round, 140th overall.
Good pick.
Kimani Vidal, running back out of Troy. 6th round, 181st overall. And continuing on to add to the weaponry for Justin Herbert there. They take the son of Hall of Famer and legend Jerry Rice. They take Brendan Rice, wide receiver out of USC in the 7th
Good
round,
pick.
225th overall there. So, Brother Brennan, what do you think of the Chargers offseason? Did they bolt up?
Yeah, they bolt up a little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
In terms of their win totals, they're set at 8.5. If you like the over, you get it at -144, heavily favored there. If you like the under, you get them at a little bit of juice, +118 there.
What was it again?
8.5.
8.5?
So you got to think, obviously, I don't know what their schedule looks like, but obviously got to play the Chiefs twice. Don't really have a good history with them. Who knows what Jim Harbaugh is going to bring to the table, though. But
8.5 is kind of tough. I think I am going to go under. 8 wins ain't bad, though, from going 5-12.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. You could definitely see a lot of ground and pound here with Gus Edwards, and we'll see what J.K. Dobbins' health is looking like. I was
Probably
honestly
bad.
shocked they didn't end up taking who we're going to probably talk about a little bit next week when we talk about the NFC West. I'm surprised that he didn't go with Blake Corum. I thought that was set in stone, especially seeing Eckler. They let him go.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They got Greg Roman there, former offensive coordinator of the Ravens, obviously familiar with Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins. So they're looking to run, from Austin Eckler's words, they're looking to run the ball 300 times. So
that's his game, man. That's what he does.
Then if you also got one of the main reasons why Jim Harbaugh went over to the Chargers, he came back to the league, was because of Justin Herbert. So kind of interested to see what he's going to open up for him. Obviously added Joe Alt, his first pick in the new regimen.
Needed protection.
Protect him. I mean, you put him up next to Slater.
It's going to be
lost
crazy.
Their center, Lindsley.
He retired.
So
yeah.
There's going to be the Chargers are going to be one of those interesting teams. Maybe one of those teams where
they go on a little run.
Yeah. The playoffs, maybe. We'll see. All depends on Herbert, bro, and how everyone stays healthy. Obviously, losing Keenan Allen's going to be huge because.
Oh yeah, you got to build that chemistry back up with another receiver.
coming off one of his best seasons.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, bro. So, if y'all are interested to see what Matt Johnson has these teams graded at, head over to tanktalkpodcast.com, head to the blog section, dive in there, stay informed yet entertained, as well as doing so here. Tune into us every week live at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Monday.